So today we're going to talk about the pandemic's impact on bankruptcy. A lot of people I talk to are really surprised to find out that the pandemic really wasn't great for bankruptcy attorneys, but I think when they remember that it was pretty great for them financially. A lot of people did a lot better than they expected to during the pandemic, and I think some of that spending has carried forward. We're seeing an uptick now in bankruptcy filings, and next year I would expect a significant increase both for consumers and for businesses. The reason for that is what we've seen is a significant increase in inflation, which is something that definitely can cause people to do what appears to be overspending just on necessities and things like that. After we all got used to spending based on pandemic relief funds and things like that, we all managed to maybe get overextended a little bit, and we're starting to see that in the bankruptcy world. We're seeing it for businesses as well, because borrowing was fairly cheap, but businesses oftentimes have rates that change. Individuals can see this in their credit card statements. In trying to manage a household at this point, based on the amount of money that people are making, after the real inflation comes in, can be incredibly difficult. That can cause people to be extended on their credit cards, and that usually will result in an increase in bankruptcies. I'm also expecting a significant increase in the commercial real estate sector's defaults on loans, and that could have a similar ripple effect to when we had our 2008 problem with residential real estate loans. So the expectation is the pandemic kind of gave us, or the side effect, I'd say, of the pandemic gave us a bit of a bump in inflation past where we would otherwise be, which is now resulting in higher interest rates and more difficulty paying people's credit cards. So the result is probably going to be more Chapter 13 bankruptcies. And the reason for that is that the people who own their homes have, at the same time as they've experienced all this inflation, have watched their house value significantly increase. So if they haven't refinanced during this time period, they'll likely have too much equity in their home to simply file a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. So they'll likely want to keep their home, which would result in the necessity to pay the equity over a period of time to creditors. And so I think the impact is kind of twofold. It's going to make it more difficult for lots of people to file Chapter 7. It's also going to make Chapter 13 an inviting choice to ensure that you keep your best and most valuable assets for both your family and for yourself into retirement.